Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Vinny Crypto from Prosum Solutions, and I'll be bringing you another YouTube video on setting up a multi-pair bot using my 3 DCA bot and task indicators. What we will be doing is I will give you an overview of my strategy settings, my coin selection criteria, and the methodology I used, which I don't think is the best, but hopefully you'll gain some insight from it. We'll be setting up the 3 DCA indicator and the 3 bot on 3 itself, and I'll be creating some alerts in TradingView and then starting everything up, and hurry up and wait is basically what we'll end up concluding on. So with that, we'll just go ahead and jump right in to TradingView, and I'll also load up my 3 page. So basically what I wanted to do is essentially start from ground zero and just kind of show you how I would go about using my indicators to send a signal, a starting signal to your 3 bot. So I don't have any bots here at all, and I've got a chart here. I do have some settings that I've been really curious on running within 3 just to kind of see how it performs, and so I do have a little bit of that already as a head start to get me started in this video, so hopefully you'll appreciate all that. But so let's go ahead and get started into the strategy settings. So I've got my 3 DCA bot here, and let's see, I've got it configured to open a trade using the TradingView custom signal section right here, and as you can see, I've got my task indicator linked, and that's also on the chart, so I'll walk you through those settings there when we get to it. And then it's configured to basically start the deal when that indicator is equal to, this particular data point is equal to a custom value of 1. So if it's 1, my indicator will go ahead and start the new deal, and it's going to do it once the bar is closed. Okay. Now the settings that I've got going, this is a long strategy. I've got a base order size of 20.75, a safety order size of 41.5. I'm going to be doing quote values on that, and I'm going to be doing limit orders. The reason I chose limit here is because I've noticed on Coinbase some of these markets, especially the ones that I've chosen, don't support market orders at the time. So I'm going to go ahead and choose limit for that. All right, I've got 4 maximum safety trade counts with 4 active safety trade counts. So I just want to make sure that those limit orders are on the exchange ready to go in case there's any drops in price and rapid price drops where 3 might have some kind of delays in terms of placing another limit order on there. So anyway, I just wanted to avoid all that. I have a price deviation of 3.5, volume scale of 2 with a order step scale of 1.53, and a take profit of 4.5. Everything else is pretty much default or unchanged. Okay, so these are basically the settings I've got going. So these are the settings that I've been really curious to try, and so with that, let's go ahead and jump into the task indicator, and I'll show you what I've got going here. So I've got the strategy set to a long. I've got the TradingView condition at the 1 minute, specifying a strong buy, and then I've got the same TradingView on a 5 minute doing just a normal buy. And then again, a TradingView ratings signal on the 15-minute resolution, looking for a buy rating. So these 3 together are essentially going to act as my starting condition. And so now comes the task of finding some good pairs to trade on. So here's what I did, and maybe this will be informative for you all, but I ended up using this website. Let me see if I can find it. It's right here. It's called sandwich.finance. Someone in my Discord mentioned this to me and was like, hey, you should check this out. This is a great way to import into TradingView various symbols in the markets that are organized as such here. So I ended up downloading the USD market because I have a small account on Coinbase here that I want to try to see if I can grow. And so once I downloaded this file, I came over to my list, and I essentially came over here to this menu and did an import list, and I brought in all of the Coinbase USD markets. So considering my account is pretty small, I wanted to target symbols that were at least less than $1. So I went ahead and sorted my list by the last price, and I essentially just started clicking through each one of these and just loading up the chart and observing the strategy outcomes down below. And so essentially that's what I did all the way until I got to the symbol that was roughly under $1. And so what I ended up doing is starting a spreadsheet here and collecting all of the various data points that I was interested in. So I don't want to claim that this is the best. It's just something that stood out to me as in terms of like what I would like to see. So you can definitely define your own criteria, but essentially what I was trying to do is finding anything that was less than $1 and had a net profit greater than 10%. And then I'll talk about the scoring here in a moment. So essentially what I did is I have that same list that I downloaded from that finance website, and I brought it into Excel here, and I just created these columns and started recording. As I was clicking through each of these symbols, I was essentially recording the net profit here down in the strategy tester. I was also looking at the metric over here that's called the number of deals completed. I was recording that. And I was also looking at the max drawdown that was listed here. As you can see, this one is negative 19.26 at deal 64. So I started recording that. And so once I did that, and just kind of walking through and collecting everything that was pretty much less than $1 with a net profit greater than 10, I started developing this scoring formula. Essentially what I did here, the scoring formula, I know it's a little hard to read there, but essentially what I was doing was multiplying the net profit by the deals completed divided by 100, multiply the inverse of the max drawdown. And so that came up with a score. And so from there, I was essentially targeting anything that had a score greater than 1. And if they did, I essentially highlighted that in green, and essentially these are going to be the pairs now that I'm going to go ahead and set up for my bot and try to trade. And as you can see here, I am on the 1 minute chart for Coinbase, so I just wanted to see what it would be like in terms of performance on a 1 minute chart using these settings. And so with that, I went ahead and selected these. And so now I think we're now ready to go ahead and just set up the bot. So what I'm going to do here is going to go ahead and create a bot. And then I'm going to go ahead and load these particular symbols into my multi-pair here. So as you can see, I've got my Coinbase account already loaded. I'm going to go ahead and give this the name. Let me go ahead and just bring up my settings here so that you can see. Oh, so now that I've made that selection of these, I went ahead and created a list and brought those in. So I'm going to put these here just for simplicity's sake, since I'm going to have so many windows open. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this value over. This is going to be my USD long bot. I'm going to make this multi-pair. I'm going to go ahead and load up, let's see, IO, TX, USD. I'm going to load up my XYO. Oh my goodness, why am I not typing very well? XYO USD. Next one is going to be SHIB USD. Next one is ASM USD. And then the last one will be ACH USD. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just start walking down my settings here. And we're going to do long maximum active deals. I'm going to go ahead and choose one on that. Let's see, for the quote, I'm going to put in 20.75. For the safety order size, it'll be 41.5. That'll match these two settings right here. And I've already got quote listed for the units. I'm going to go ahead and select limit. For my starting condition, I'm going to say a TradingView custom signal. And then for my take profit, I'm going to say 4.5 percentage from total volume. And over here, let's see, we're going to do 4 safety trades. I'm going to go ahead and choose 4 like I did in my settings. Okay, deviation is going to be 3.5. Volume scale is going to be 2. And my step scale is going to be 1.53. And then everything else I'm just going to go ahead and leave alone. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start my bot here. Hit create bot. Yes, go ahead and start it. Bot is turned on. All right, so now we're ready to connect up and set up our indicator. So I'm going to go ahead and hide my strategy. I'm going to go ahead and show my indicator. So I went ahead and took the liberty of copying the same settings that I had in my strategy into my indicator. Okay, and so I'm going to spare you some time on that. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I went ahead and selected my time frame to be just as close to real time as possible, because essentially what I want to do is once I start everything, I want it to really start right here. I don't want anything to kind of be in the middle of a deal, right? So if I toggle through these symbols and look at how they load, I just want to make sure that nothing is really in the middle of a deal. So that way I have the advantage of just making sure everything is just kind of starting from 0 and nothing's in the middle of a deal, and therefore have to like wait until the deal concludes. Okay, so everything looks pretty good. All right, so I went ahead and configured it to the task indicator. I've got once per bar close. I got my value. I went ahead and set up my initial capital, my order sizes and safety order size, quote, limit 4.4, 3.52, 1.53, 4.5. Okay, that looks all pretty good. So now I need to go ahead and get my bot ID and email token. So this will be a quick snapshot here because I will be clipping this out of the video so I don't actually show my email token. Okay, I went ahead and copied everything over. So only a partial portion of my email token is showing here, but that's okay since it's so long you're not able to see it all. But what I ended up doing was checking the open deal signal message because I want my bot to send the signal but not necessarily close it. I'm going to delegate that responsibility to the bot itself using the configuration that's going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and then start my alert. So I'm going to choose the any alert function call. I'm going to go ahead and say I want you to notify on my app. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim this all off here. Just call it multi-pair. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for ACH USD. Actually, I'll put that, doesn't matter, multi-pair. I'm going to go ahead and copy all this. Hit create. That'll start my alert there. All right, I'm going to switch to ASM USD. Do the same thing here. Create multi-pair. Head over to SHIB. And then go to XYO USD. And lastly, IOTX. There we go. So now I should have 5 multi-pair alerts all configured to send a signal to my bot with one deal occurring at a time. All right, so with that, that pretty much shows the setup from 0 to hero, as they say. So hopefully I'll make another video in the next few weeks or maybe months and just review how it all went. And with that, I'll just go ahead and conclude. And if you are ever interested in checking out my store, just come visit my store here at prosumsolutions.store, and you can check out my indicators, and especially the 3 commas DCA one, which is available as a standalone if you're so curious. Otherwise, it is automatically included with the purchase of the QFL indicator and strategy, the 3 commas edition, or the price change scalping indicator and strategy 3 commas edition. All right, with that, we'll catch you later. Thank you.